Hi there. Welcome to this Sunday sermon. Like I told you last week, I told you about the duties of children. This week, I'm going to tell you about the duty of parents. Um, like it says here in the Bible, if you look under Psalm 78, chapter 4 through 7, in my book, it's 7:14, and it clearly states, "For we will not hide them from our children. We will tell the next generation about Lord's power and great deeds, and the miracles things he has done." 5. He established written instruction for Jacob's people. He gave his teaching to Israel. He commanded our ancestors to make them known to their children. 6. So that the next generation will know them. Children yet to be born will learn them. They will grow up and tell their children. 7. To trust God, to remember what he has done and obey his commands. I'm going to go one step further to 8. Then they will be not like their ancestors, a stubborn and rebellious generation. Their hearts were not loyal. Their spirits were not faithful to God. What's that saying to the parents out there that God wants you to do his teachings to your children and to the generations there beyond? Because a lot of people out there in the Bible that got stubborn and didn't follow God, and then they turned their back on God. There's a couple things duty of parents that like I'm going to get into. Like I said, the children. If you go to Proverbs page, on my book it's 800. 1324. Let me find that real quick for you. Go to 1324 real quickly. 1324. Verse 13 and verse 24. Let me make sure that's right. Duties of parents, 1324. Whoever refuses to spank his son hates him, but whoever loves his son disciplines him from early on. What that's trying to tell you is when your children are bad out there, I know you got a lot of things going on like work, you got a lot of stress, you go home from work, you're doing your dishes, you got to pay your bills. Sometimes you don't got enough money for food, you can't make ends meet. But when your children are bad, you need to discipline your children like God tells you to discipline them. Now, he's not saying to beat them down with a rod. He's not telling you to knock them out or whatever. To be honest with you, there's a lot of discipline actions you can take toward your children. Try to keep your anger under control. There's been some times where I can't keep my anger under control. I'm not perfect at all, and I know when I'm doing things wrong, and I kind of step back, and then I ask God to help me out and how to take care of the discipline. Usually you can take things away from your children, take away their cell phones, turn off the internet, ground them to their room. You can do a lot of things. You don't have to sit there and threaten them to punch them down or take a switch and knock them down. Children will respect you more if you're not abusive. They'll respect you more if you actually are a responsible parent, do what it takes to do for them, and just don't sit there and beat them down and knock them down all the time. Like it says, duty of a parents in Proverbs 23:13 through 14. In my book, it's 8:13. Let me go to page 8:13 real quickly here, because YouTube only allows you 10 minutes for a video, unfortunately, until I can go live. Then it'll be a lot better for you guys out there. In my book, it's page 8:13, Proverbs 23:13 through 14. Let me make sure here. Proverbs 8:13, 23, and the verses are 13 to 14. It says here, do not hesitate to discipline a child. If you spank him, he will not die. 14, spank him yourself and you will save his soul from hell. That's 13 and 14. Basically, it really gets right down to the nitty gritty. Our children nowadays don't get disciplined enough. That's why they're rebelling against us. And pretty soon, sons and daughters are going to rebel against us. And you're going to see that every day because Satan wants to, like I said the last time, Satan wants to try to divide the household and everything. You really got to discipline them and show them how you mean it and why you did it. And make sure that you're right to discipline them. Don't go disciplining your children when they're right and you're wrong. Like I said, you can save them from crime. you can save them from a lot of things when you go to the dinner table. The dinner table saves a lot of things. Instead of having your kids go out and eat out there in the living room and watch TV or go on the internet and eat, have them sit at the dinner table and really express to them, ask them how their day was, stuff like that. So, bottom line, I've said before, you can prevent suicide at your dinner table. I know it's a stressful world out there. I'm not a perfect parent neither. I've done some wrong things in my life, and I always give it to God. But keep in mind, if we don't discipline our children now, the next generation is going to be worse, because then they're not going to know how to discipline their children. Think about it. Back when we grew up, back in my days, I'm from the 70s and 80s, we got whooped pretty bad if we did something wrong. Or there's times where if I wouldn't eat something on the table, I got sent to my room without food. That's how disciplined we were. I'm not saying take a switch to them. I'm not saying beat them. I'm just take something away from them. You know, Nowadays it's a cell phone because if they like to text or whatever, and you take away that cell phone, or their internet, they're going to go crazy on you. Just show them why you did it, and if they did something very, very wrong, and let them know they can't do it again, or the punishment will get worse. You can go is like you can first step take away their internet, for a week. Second step, you can take away for a month. They do it again. The third step, take it away for a year or not have it at all. I mean, it's kind of sad though. The internet, the cell phones are taking over our youth minds nowadays. Our minds are more into the children's minds are more in the internet and not their own selves. Teach your children responsibility to grow up. Show them how to get a job, help them out get a vehicle, get an apartment when they get older of age, and show them that you do care about them. But you also got to let them know it's time to hey, you got to move on. You got a child, get a job, get your own place. Really set your heart off and be nice to them, and let them know you're going to support them until they get out. Now, the younger generation now, as they're growing up, you really got to try to get them into the Bible, have them do hobbies, play games with them, board games around the table, whatever you got to do. But parents, most of your problems nowadays, you're too busy to spend time with your children. So when you don't spend time with them, the only thing that they got to do is go to the internet, and unfortunately, or go to their room and eat their supper because you're not here home to spend it with them. I know that it takes a couple of parents to be there, but sorry, but today's society requires two parents to work. So both parents can't be at the dinner table. Like when I was younger, nobody had to work Sunday, and it was great when you didn't have to work on Sunday. I mean, we did without. I mean, people didn't shop on Sunday; they stayed at home and they worshiped. You're supposed to rest on that day. We did without, back in the days. And when that Lawson's came out, the 24-hour store, that's what ruined it all for us, And everything was open 24 hours, and then that's when the parents had to, go to work and all that good stuff. What I'm trying to say is the Bible states quite clearly to your parents out there, about how you should raise your children. Like I can take you real quickly to 1481 if I got enough time. Here quickly, 1481. And Colossians, I think it is. If I said that right, I hope I did say that right. If I'm not, I do apologize. 1481, 321. It states, hold on here, 321. It says, "Fathers, don't make your children resentful, and they will become discouraged." Listen to that. It really stands out. Listen to your kids and don't punish them for something. If they're in the wrong, then punish them, but don't yell at them for very, very stupid things. Really try to respect them and be with your children. Hug them and hold them and tell them that you're glad that they're here. And like I tell everybody, you don't know if you're going to die tomorrow. You don't know if you're going to die as you walk out. It's sad to say that, but it's true. Before I go to bed, I pray to my Lord God every night. I ask Jesus Christ to bless all my children. If I were to die, to help support them financially, if I ever were to go. Hopefully I don't. But when it's my time is to come. God will call me. Once again, thank you for visiting the website. Next preaching, I'll make a surprise. Or if you got a certain topic, feel free to let me know, and I'll go ahead and preach for you. Hopefully I brushed a little bit about duties of a parent. Thank you once again for watching this video. God bless you guys all out there. And once again, may Jesus be with you. Remember this after I say it at the end of every video. What would Jesus do? And if you think like that, you won't go wrong. Take care and God bless out there. And may Jesus be in your heart.